is that the difference between R, the real value, the real return on income, and G, the economic growth, is increasing, representing his idea that wealth inequality is increasing in our society. And he says that this difference will actually go so far out of control if we don't do anything today. However, I think that the difference will actually just converge eventually, just because consumers are going to look for cheaper alternatives based on substitution and have a cheaper way of living as opposed to the increasing high prices. Another thing that I found was interesting was that he mentioned governments should invest in more on education, which I believe is true. Yet most of his book's arguments are based on wealth data. So if you look at successful university students, for example, at the moment, their income levels and their wealth are going to be very low, if not even in the negatives. However, they're investing for their future so that even when they're getting jobs in the future, after their school and their studies, their incomes are going to be very high, so meaning a lot of wealth. So that is a slightly inaccurate way of measuring wealth for his arguments. Now, one of his ideal instruments that Piketty mentioned for solving this problem of inequality is taxing the rich or taxing the wealthy, as much as 80% for people who earn over $500,000 or $1 million a year. Now, I think that this will actually create a great disincentive for people to work, because they're going to be less willing to get into that top income bracket because they're going to have most of their earnings decreased because of the taxes. And I think that this will actually also discourage young entrepreneurs to come up with new ideas, new inventions, new creations to make the world a better place to live in. Some of the examples mentioned in the podcast included the Waltons, who created Walmart, Steve Jobs, who created Apple. The two other examples I can think of are Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, as well as Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Now, all of these creations mentioned above have made it easier for us to consume, easier for us to shop, easier for us to communicate with our loved ones, and just make our lives more efficient on a daily basis. And aside from that, it's also created a lot of jobs. So therefore, I think that it's not so much as exploitation of the economy, as much as hard work paying off, making great new inventions, making great new products, and great entertainment for us, that these people are in the top wealth bracket.